everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my November book haul. So November, I broke the rules a little bit, but not too badly, so let's just jump straight in and talk about all of the books that I picked up in the month of November. As always, we will start off with the library books. The first book I picked up from the library in the month of November was Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. This is the next book in the Hercule Poirot series that I need to get to. This one, I'm not sure exactly what number in the series I'm up to, but this one I feel like is one of the more famous novels, so I mean, I love all of the Agatha Christie books, really, so excited to get to that. I then have Lethal White by Robert Galbraith. You guys would have seen this already in my TBR because this is obviously, being a new release, got a lot of holds on it, so I need to read it. This is the fourth book in the Cormoran Strike series. Cormoran Strike is a private detective, and this is a series that follows him and the mysteries that he solves. I then picked up Shield by Rachel Craw. This is the third and final book in the Spark. No, I think this series might actually be called the Shield series. This is a series that follows a group of people who are called shields. Basically, that means that sometimes they come across a person and they spark with them, which means that they feel an uncontrollable compulsion to protect that person. And with that comes some like extra abilities and things like this. This is the third and final book in the trilogy. So looking forward to finishing off that trilogy. I then picked up The Fifth Witness by Michael Connelly. This is another reread. This is, again, I think technically a book in the Mickey Haller series, but does fall into the Harry Bosch universe, so I'm rereading it for its context in the Harry Bosch universe. But I always really enjoy Michael Connelly. I enjoy crime fiction, so looking forward to picking that up. I then picked up Sizzling 16 by Janet Evanovich. I've actually hauled this book previously, and this is when my library really frustrates me. There's like 60 copies of this book, but for some reason there was a hold on the particular copy of the book that I had, even though there were like 30 other copies available, and so I couldn't renew it and I had to return it without reading it. So I then requested it again, and I now have it again, once again, to pick up and read. This is the 16th book in the Stephanie Plum series. Stephanie Plum is a bounty hunter. It's a very comical chick lit type of series, nothing overly serious in that one. And the final book from the library that I picked up is Rubdown by Elite Redhead. This is the second book in this series. I'm not sure what the series itself is called, but it's the sequel to Peep Show. Peep Show was about a woman who wanted to be a private detective going undercover as a stripper. It wasn't overly great, but I was kind of like, it was like easy reading. I might pick up the second one. I think there's 4 books in the series, so I thought I'll pick up the second one and then decide, following on from this one, whether I want to continue on and read the whole series or not. So now to move on to the ebooks that I acquired in the month of November. I actually only have 2. It was a very slow month for ebooks. So the first one is one that I purchased off Amazon, which is Jane Doe by Victoria Helen Stone. I was super excited to see this. I can't remember if it was free or if I paid $1 or $2, but I saw it on a Kindle deal, and I was really excited because Lisa from Books and Smiles had been raving about this book, and I'd marked it as to read a month or 2 ago. This one is an adult thriller. All I really know is that it's about a woman on a revenge mission. And Lisa really raves about it and talks a lot about how amazing this main character is. So, sorry, the cat is trying to jump all over me. It's almost her dinner time, so she's really invested in my movements at the moment. So yeah, I'm really excited to finally get to that, well, to eventually pick that book up. And then the second ebook that I got in the month is actually a Netgalley ARC. This is one where the publisher actually emailed me and said, we've seen that you've read some thrillers and we thought that you might be interested in this one as well, so we've approved you for this ARC on Netgalley. And I looked at it and I was like, well, I'm definitely interested, so I downloaded that because it's a thriller, and you guys know I love thrillers. So it's called The Winter Sister by Megan Collins. This one is basically about the unsolved death of this woman's sister. So her sister was murdered, I think, when they were teenagers, and it's, 16 years later, and the crime is still unsolved. And I think it's about her returning to her small hometown to care for her dying mother. And I think the sister's boyfriend is also, who was accused of having something to do with the unsolved murder back in the day, is also back in the small town. I love stories about returning to small towns. It's one of my favorite thriller or just in any kind of story, but I really love that kind of trope. So really looking forward to that one as well. Moving on to the physical books that I purchased in the month of November. So I actually placed 2 different orders to Book Depository, both for only 2 books. However, one of the orders went missing and has not turned up, and I had to contact Book Depository and go through the whole debacle, and they've apparently resent it to me, but that was a little while ago as well, and I still haven't had the follow-on package, so hopefully those come soon and will be in my December book haul. But the ones from the first package that did arrive, Losing Hope by Colleen Hoover. This is the second book in the Hopeless. I believe this is a duology, and then there's like a novella that comes afterwards. This is the sequel to Hopeless. I don't really know what that's about. It's YA, I believe, and contemporary. This is the sequel. I own that first book, so I purchased this. And then the second book I got in that order is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a series that I've been interested in for a really, really long time. This is described as being like the YA Criminal Minds. It's about a group of teenagers who work for the FBI, and they all have like extra abilities, but not like X-Men type abilities, like more like she is a natural, the main character is a natural at reading people, so being able to tell whether they're lying and things like that. It's just always sounded very intriguing, and everyone I do hear talk about it always has positive things to say, so I'm very, very interested in it and look forward to picking up this series. I then have a book that I picked up from the library sale area at my library. This is Maybe Not by Colleen Hoover. This is a novella that follows Maybe Someday. I don't own Maybe Someday, but I'll probably buy it eventually, and I just thought, oh, I saw this for only $1 and thought I may as well snap it up while it's $1. It's very small, but it was $1, so I just grabbed that up while it was cheap. I then, on a separate occasion at my library, purchased 3 other books from the library sale area. I actually got all the 3 of these for $2, which I was really, really happy with. So first off, I have More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. So as you guys can probably tell, these books from the library are not in super great condition, but I figure for that cheap of a price, I'm going to get them, and then if I read the book and I really love it, I can always purchase myself a much nicer edition. But at least I'll know then whether it's worth spending that money on. So this is Adam Silvera's debut novel. I've read They Both Die at the End by him and really, really enjoyed it. This one is about a gay teen who I think is considering undergoing a procedure that will remove the part of his brain that knows that he's gay, because he's really struggling with that side of himself to do with bullying and things like that, and his family accepting him. I think that's what this is about. Adam Silvera's books, from what I hear, always tear your heart out, as They Both Die at the End did, so I'm very interested in this and was really happy to see this for less than $1. Like I said, I got 3 of these for $2. I then grabbed Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria. This is one that I was really popular in like YA a really long time ago, and this one is about a girl who writes letters to famous dead people. That's all I really know about it. I think it's like got some romance elements to it. I've heard pretty positive things about this, but like I said, it's quite an old YA. I think like, I don't know, like 2010, 2012 type of YA. When was this published? Does it have a, where's the date? 2014, so not as old as I thought, but still, I've heard pretty positive things. Like I said, I just thought I'd grab it while it was really, really cheap. And then the final book that I picked up is Too Good to Be True by Francine Pascal. Well, actually, I believe that Francine Pascal didn't actually write most of these, or I don't know if she wrote any of them. So sorry, written by Kate William, created by Francine Pascal. I think this is like book 11, yeah, sorry, it does say it's on there, book 11 in the Sweet Valley High series. And I just saw this and got really nostalgic and thought, oh, I'm just going to snap that up, and this isn't in too bad of condition. I thought I'm just going to grab that to have on my shelf. This is a series that I've contemplated being a series that I reread. I have previously reread the Teen Power Inc. series, and I'm currently rereading the Babysitter's Club. There's a bunch of series from my childhood that I want to reread, and this is maybe going to be one of them, so I just thought, it's really cheap. I don't know if I'll ever read it, but it was just a really fun thing to own. And finally, I have 2 other books from like a much later order. It just happened that they arrived in the same month, but I didn't cheat. This was within my book buying restrictions. So I have 2 books here. The first is Giant Days Volume 1 by John Allison and several other people. I of course have read this. I love this series, and so I decided that this is a series that I'm going to like slowly collect and own. And I saw this I actually got this order not from Book Depository. I ordered this from Angus and Robertson in Australia, and so this was only $14.50, I think, which for a graphic novel is a great price, because normally they cost around $20 per issue. So I was really excited to see this for that kind of price and snapped it up. And then the other book I got in that order, and the final book in this book haul, is Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the Naturals Killer Instinct, so it's book 2 in the Natural series, of which I got the first book earlier in this book haul. Like I said, this is a series. These covers are so ugly, but I'm really interested to read this series, so I'm excited to have this. So those are all of the books that I picked up in the month of November. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, if you've got any thoughts, how you guys book buying went in November. We're into December now, which means some Christmas book shopping is going to be happening. I'm planning to keep things pretty restricted still because space is still a massive issue with my TBR, but I'm definitely going to purchase myself a few little gifts. And I'm probably, while I'm off work, either in December or January, going to go on a secondhand book shopping day because I haven't done that since my birthday in June. And I've been really self-controlled with it, with that side of things. I really have been. So I really want to reward myself. And I'm just going to try and, when I do go on that trip, not be super crazy with it and just pick up anything willy-nilly, but just to pick up anything that I've like kind of seen or heard and have been interested in reading, or that's already on like kind of wish list that I've got and stuff, and to pick up a few hopefully secondhand gems. But yeah, that is for future book hauls. But yeah, I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more of my channel. But that is all I've got for this video today. Bye guys.